Hello friends, I am Dr. Nishat Quamar. Hope you are doing well. Friends, as you know that you are going to complete your HRS specialization and you have all gained all the knowledge regarding the basic HRM practices and the strategic HRM, and you can say the global HRM, and how to formulate their strategies and how to implement them, what are the barriers of strategic management. So today let us start a new topic in human resource management, which is very demanding, and you can say it is the demand of the time, and it is just change management. You can say, in other words, you can also say change management as organizational change or management of change. Okay, so you know very well that the organization is a collection of people. People are different, they have their own values and beliefs, they have their own ideologies, and if you know that the people makes an organization, so it is clear that whenever you are trying to make any changes inside the organization, first of all you have to change the people. Okay, but it is said that this is the most difficult task on this earth, or you can say planet, to change the mindset of a person. Okay, they have their own ideologies, own beliefs, and own values, and they are not going to change them very easily. But it is said that people may be changed when they think that it is going to be beneficial for them, and they have any vision regarding that. So in change management we will try to know what exactly means the organizational change or the change management in the organization, and we will try to know what to change, how to change, why to change, and who will bring this change, how this change is going to be beneficial for the organization, for the effectiveness and efficiency of that organization, how this change is going to be fulfill the you can say achievement of the organization in a very in a very proper way. So it is said that in change management, the concept says that change is the law of nature. Nothing is permanent except a change. And it is also said that change with the time, or time will change you, or you can say the change with the time or lag behind. There are certain things regarding the change which indicates that the change is the demand of the time. If you want to be existed in this world, or an organization wants to be in existing form, the change is the required thing which could be happen in the organization. So let us start with this topic that is related with the change management. And here you can very well see that what exactly is the change. Okay, you can say any type of alteration which occurs in the overall work environment in an organization is a change. The whole organization tends to be affected by the change in any part of it. An enterprise can be changed in several ways. Its technology could be changed, its structure or people, or you can say any methods or systems or process could be changed. We can also say that the change can be classified into three categories. A change may occur in an individual, or change may be possible in at the group level, and it may be possible at the organizational level changes. If you want to understand the change, there are three very relevant words which could be in your mind. That three words are the rectification or modification or the alteration. These are the very relevant words in just understanding the concept of the change. Okay, here you can say that what is the you can very well see that nature of the change. What is the nature of the change could be planned or unplanned. Okay, then what is a planned change? Here you must know that change inside the organization is a strategic decision. It is not just for any you can say the people are changing in the organization for without any purpose. Change is always related with strategic decisions, and here you can say when there are two types of change, the planned change and the unplanned change. As the name says, planned change, it means it is deliberately performed in the organization, it is intentionally done. The change is always intentionally, and it is not like a imposed change, but the unplanned change is always imposed, and you can say often unforeseen. It is not regarded as the change which is just purposive in nature and in a very well planned way. Okay, so let us understand what are the causes of change. It may be internal forces or maybe external forces. You know that every organization is facing two type of environment: the internal environment and the external environment. You very well know that the external environment of a business or an organization is always dynamic, or you can say volatile in nature. Per second changes are going on in that in outside the environment. So to keep pace with that outside environment, the organizational internal environments must be changed. Okay, so causes of change may be internal, may be extra because of the external force. And here you can say the internal factors of organizational change may be change in managerial personnel, may be changes in operative personnel, or any kind of lackness or deficiency in the existing structure. Okay, the external factors who forces an organization to bring change is it may be the political forces or social changes, or you can say market condition, or the technological changes or political or legal changes. Maybe any kind of factors can influence change to bring change in an organization. So let us know what exactly is the process of change. Let us know something like a history of change. So one of the cornerstone of models for understanding organizational change were developed by, first of all, in 1940 by Kurt Lewin. He explained organizational change using the analogy of changing the shape of a block of ice. The three stages of organizational change which he explained is unfreezing, means ready to change, changing, implementation, and refreezing, making it stick. Okay, so next example, that whenever an organization is going to be changed or decided to bring change in the organization, the first is unfreeze the area, or you can say the problems, ensure that employees are ready to change, and then execute the intended change. Try to prepare and make the changes in between, and again when you satisfied that the change is complete and it is going to be a suitable change for the organization, then ensure that the change becomes permanent. Okay, now we can see that what are the resistance to change. As I told you that the it is very difficult to change the mindset of the person or the people. It is very difficult to change the people inside the organization, because they are the living being, and whenever they get the information that organization is going to bring a change in the area where they are adapted, and they are just in a comfort zone working with that system or procedures, or you can say process, so there is a chance from their side to resist that change. Okay, so you can say resistance to change is the act of opposing or struggling with modification or transformation that alter the status quo. Okay, sometimes it is going to be a resistance by the side of the people when they thought that their comfort zone is going to be disturbed and they have to learn something new, or the process, or you can say systems or procedures for which they are adapted is going to be changed. So in the organization, we all know that the people are very sensitive regarding their employment situation. So whenever they think, or they gets an indication that something is going to be changed, there are so many question arises in their mind, that whether they are going to adapt with that change, whether it would be easier to work with that change. So they begin to resist. Okay, people will resist change when they perceive it has a threat. They seems that it is a threat for their employment, so sometimes they begin to resist that change. They may resign, they may show their tardiness, so, loss of motivation to work, increased absenteeism, request for transfer, or you can say some kind of a strikes, or you can say reduction in productivity, or like that. They get disturbed psychologically, and they only thought that maybe they are going to lose their employment. But here we should very clearly understand that if I told you that the changes in the organization is the demand of the time, then as a human resource you must think that change is the change in the organization. Whatever change is going to be happen in your organization is the demand of the time, and it is just required for the organization for the smooth running and uninterrupted productivity of the organization. Okay, so we must think that if organization is bringing any change in the organization, is going to be just keep pace with the changing external environment of the organization. Okay, so here we can classify the causes of resistance to change in several categories. You can see the first of all the individual resistance to change. The first one is individual resistance to change. Individual sources of resistance to change resides in basic human characteristic as a perception, personalities and needs. Okay, if an individual is just thinking that he or she is going to lose the job, then if he or she is thinking that it is a threat and he is feeling that the job is not secure in this organization, and any kind of disturbance in their comfort zone is going to be disturbed, then you can say the people are begin to resist that change. Okay, organizational resistance. Sometimes organization brings itself brings a resistance to change. Organizational resistance means the change is resisted at the level of organization itself. Some organizations are to design that they resist new ideas. This is specifically true in case of organization which are constructive in nature. Majority of the business firm are also resistance to change. Okay, the major reason for organizational resistance are threat to power and influence, group inertia or organizational structure, resource constraint and sunk cost. These are some relevant, you can say, reasons on which the organization itself begin to resist the change. So the main thing is that how to overcome resistance to change. Okay, so there are certain way to you can say reduce this resistance to change. The first one is that whenever an organization is trying to bring any change inside the organization must be very conscious regarding their people or the workforce, because they are the psychological being. Whenever they get that information that there is something going to be changed and it is going to disturb their comfort zone, and maybe they are feeling some kind of threat regarding the safety of their employment. So to reduce this change, there is a very good you can say way, a relevant way to reduce this resistance to change is education and communication. Education means here to give some kind of training, and the communication, communication makes the organization just like a smooth silk fabric. In human resource management, the communication is just a gift for an organization, which could be given by the side of organization or authorities. So in this here you can say that education and communication, giving some kind of training and the complete information regarding that change will to the employees will reduce the percentage of resistance to change, and it is the best, or you can say easiest way to reduce the change in the organization. Here, the organization must give the clear, adequate, proper, timely information regarding that change to their workforce or those people who are going to be adapted, or you can say work with that system or with that change system or process or methods or anything. Okay, so this will give a clear indication or the complete information that nothing is going to happen with the safety and security of the employment, and this change will make them more efficient. And if there is something deficient or lacking, then The organization will help you to learn or help you to adopt and adapt in with that change system, and there is nothing to be worried about. So effective education help address misconception about the change, including misinformation or inaccuracy among the workforce. So this is the best way to reduce the resistance of change, with the help of proper education or proper communication or proper information, timely information, so that the workforce can mentally prepared for that change. The second very best, you can say, way to reduce the resistance to change is participation and involvement. Okay, this is nothing that it is just like giving the workforce or those people who are just going to work with that change system or change environment, give them an opportunity to participate or involve them in taking a few decisions regarding that change, so that they could understand that that it is not going to be as difficult as they are thinking to adapt and adopt that change after this organizational change. So the third way to reduce the you can say resistance to change is facilitation and support. Okay, Kotler and Schlesinger identified what they called adjustment problem during change programs. Most of the people, though not all, with need support to develop them cope with change. The key elements of facilitation and support might include additional training, counseling, or mentoring. All these are just a very good way to give them a comfort zone, or making them calm down, listening them, getting their concerns, what they think about the change. It is, if fear and anxiety at the heart of the resistance to change, then facilitation and support become particular important. Okay, the next way to reduce the change is co-option, involving bringing a specific individual into roles that are part of the change management. Perhaps managers who are likely to be otherwise resistant to change. Manipulation involves the selection used to information to encourage people to behave in a particular way, and by doing all these things, there is another way: negotiation and bargaining. The idea here is to give people to resist and in a incentive to change or leave. Okay, the idea here is to give people who resist an incentive to change or leave. The negotiation and bargaining might involve offering better financial rewards for those who accept the requirement of the change program. Alternatively, enhanced towards for living might not also be offered. This approach is commonly used when a business need to restructure the organization by delayering. Okay, as you can see here, the explicit and implicit coercion. You can say coercion is just related with some kind of punishment. So this is the last, you can say, option in the hands of organization uh, to apply for reducing the resistance to change. And it is said that it is some kind of punishment or some kind of threat given by the side of organization to the employees. But this is not the, you can say, positive way to implement any change or getting concerned by their workforce to bring any change. So this is not a best option, but it may be utilized when the people are not supporting and cooperating, and that change is demanding in that organization. So this way of reducing the resistance to change bring low morale in the organization. The people become very much demotivated, and they feel that it is just this change is imposed on themselves, and they are not, you can say, willingly accepting that change, and it is not a positive way to bring change in the organization. So that, friends, this is all about the change management. Hope you can understand the topic related with what with the change, and what type of change is going to be happen in the organization, how the resistance came from the side of the workforce, and how to reduce that resistance. Okay, now I'm going to end my presentation. Hope you can understand very well. Have a nice day.